Guffey TV.
Today I'm adventuring up near Florissant, Colorado. My brother owns a little piece of property up near Florissant here. It's undeveloped, and I don't think any of us have been up here for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I'm gonna go check it out. It's just a little slab alongside the road. It's kind of pretty though in the fall when the aspens start changing colors. But then I'm gonna head over to a little town called Guffey. And there's a place called Paradise Cove. We used to go cliff jumping there all the time. I'll actually post a video right up here in the corner of the screen if you want to check that out. That's been, geez, about a decade or so at least since I went there and jumped and recorded anything about it. But so I'm gonna try to get some drone shots of different areas around here and see how things are looking. So we'll see how this little adventure unfolds. Coming down here into the driveway of my brother's property, there's two neighboring houses. I believe that one there is used for Airbnb, and then the one up there I'm not sure what's used for. I think the owner of that maybe comes and stays in it now and then, but I don't think it's Airbnb used. But right here, this little area is cool looking in the fall. And then right off here is my brother's property boundary lines. I gotta put her in 4-wheel drive to get up here. Wow, nobody's been up here for a long time. He had a excavator come in here and kind of make a little flat parking spot. But if you look out here, this is kind of what the property looks like. Just a bunch of rocks and trees. I mean, if you like to go hiking and rock climbing and all that, this is a good place for that. But for me, since I'm up here, I figured if we go down, there we go. Zoom into that real quick. There's like a little hole amongst all these boulders, and I'm going to take the Avata 2 down there with the lights on it and kind of see if I can fly through there. So that's going to be the challenge right now. Okay, I'm going to roll with the ND8 filter on there, just because it's so overexposed if you're going without a filter, and that rock is going to be dark for only like maybe a couple of seconds, depending on how much I can actually get into it. So let's get these guys fired up real quick, freshly charged and ready to go. And the top guy. Booyah. All right, just gonna set this out here, take it off from the back of my truck as usual. ISO into auto, like I said, 4K 60, shutter speed 1/120, white balance 5500 Kelvin. Camera starting now on the drone. You can hear the itty bitty motors taking off. Should I fly through my window? Okay, let's not get too crazy right through here. Let's see if there's any place to even enter this little miniature rock cave down here. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I thought that was a place to enter, but now it's going to have to be over here. Yeah. I mean, the lights probably weren't even necessary. Remember last time I was up here with my brother and his whole family, my little nephew was playing around in here. He thought it was cool. I think he actually put up this little teepee thing. Nice. There you have it. Let's see what's above me here. That's cool, you can see the lights. Yeah, look like little alien bugs. Well, while we're here, we'll go look at the old, whoever was here before my brother bought it, started building a little itty bitty cabin. Never finished it, obviously. There it is. Take a look at that. And my brother and I tore a whole bunch of stuff down here. All that junk right there, which we needed to haul out of here. It was all like a little shack that was over this water tank and everything else. So the previous guy was trying to make a home out of it, but he was very sloppy and he did not finish his task. So this cabin here might be good for, like, I don't know, maybe a bunk bed or two. Be a nice window. This cabin would have been better off further up the hill, but then it could have been wind factor and whatnot. All right, bring her in, then we're gonna go on to Paradise Cove. All right, here at Paradise Cove, I just wanted to show there's a parking lot down here, and there's a parking lot over across the road where I parked over there. And back in the day, that used to just be a pull-off, like a little shoulder pull-off with gravel. This place was not known. Well, a friend of mine, my somewhat ex-girlfriend, back in the day, introduced this place to me. I think it was back in, I want to say 2008, somewhere in that era. And literally only a few handful of people knew about it, but then social media made it blow up. People started posting it on Facebook. Everybody's like, where's that at? And it made it blow up. I don't know who actually discovered it up here, but it's kind of crazy. There might be some information online about it, I don't know. I didn't look. But yeah, they didn't used to have this trail here. They put the trail in. It used to be, you're literally just climbing rocks getting back here. So it's crazy the last 20 years what Colorado has become compared to what it used to be. I wish it was the way it used to be. But then if I say that to anybody, they say, well, why don't you go back to Nebraska then? Fair point. So, but I'm one of the responsible ones that doesn't come out here and tear shit up like some people do. So anyway, I'm gonna hike back to the jumping spot here and we'll check it out. It looked like there was only like 2 or 3 cars in the parking lot, and there's people coming this way right now. So if there's nobody back there, I'll get some drone footage, but otherwise, if there's a bunch of people back there, I'll leave the drones contained right here. This sign says it all. Okay, so coming down in here, these banister chains were not up last time I was up here. So that's come up in the last 3 years. Then they got little benches up there you can sit on and take a break. Boy, they've really made this for the general public, which is sad. It used to be just the extreme explorers would come back here. Of course, I was in my mid-20s when I first came up here. Now I'm in my early 40s, so that's a whole generation and a half since I started coming up here. So it's different times, man, different times. So, the infamous Paradise Cove. That waterfall over there used to be like 20 times that size. So yeah, the majority of people jump from right there. If you watch the video that I posted up there earlier, you'll see where I jumped back in the day. If it was earlier in the season and I had some buddies up here, maybe I'd do it again, but I'm sure that impact hits different now than it did back 20 years ago or 15 years ago, whatever it was. And some people would jump from way up there, which is insane. So right now you can see the water level's a little bit lower than what it usually is. It's actually a lot lower than what it used to be around here. You used to be able to get on this rock right here where I'm at, literally touch it with your hand. Now it's like 5 feet down there. So I sure wouldn't jump these days in here. But I guess that rock over there is like the ideal place to jump. Well, I think these people are taking off, then we'll get some drone shots around here. All right, so there's obviously too many people back there for me to fly the drone around. I mean, there wasn't that many at all, but I don't want any human attention. Especially after the other video. But back here, I hiked back a little bit. There's, around here, some big old canyons. I'm not gonna go too far back there because of signal loss and whatnot, but I wanna go up and dive that guy, kind of zoom around in here a little bit, maybe see what, peek back there, see what's back there, but just gonna play around a little bit right here since I didn't play around over there by the waterfall. What was left of the waterfall anyway. Okay, start the drone camera now. Give you an idea where I'm sitting here. Chilling on a rock, and behind the corner over there to the right is where the cove is, but I'm just going to sit here minding my own. We'll play on this rock a little bit. Take about 31-degree camera angle. Place just keeps on going. Like there was a little cave that I'll have to stop and explore it after one more dive here. Not a whole lot of room to stop. Signal actually seems to be holding up pretty good. Alright. Put it in sport mode. You'll see a couple of these holes in the wall here. I can still hear those screaming back there. Let me check out this thing first. Don't have the lights on me right now, obviously, because I'm playing, but let's see what's in here. Doesn't look like a whole lot. That one just kind of dead ends right there. Gotta see another one over here. Looks like big noses sticking off all those rocks. And the end of the canyon just kind of goes out here in the farmland. Sure echoes in here. Yeah, we'll do one more little loop-de-doo around here. 31-degree camera angle. don't want to go down too deep there. Those are the jumpers. I'm not going to come down on a tree, just like right there. I'm going to march my ass back out of here. We're going to drive down to the town of Guffey, and there's some interesting old antique art sitting around that town, so we'll go take a peek at it, and that's going to wrap it up for today. All right, we are getting ready to pull down in here to the little village of Guffey. Now, this is a funky little town. Came back here with my somewhat of an ex-girlfriend, the same girl that I discovered Paradise Cove jumping place with. Her and I drove down in here. I think it was the first day we came up here together. And she had a friend that knew all about Guffey and everything back here. It's kind of a hidden little gem. It's down here in a valley. It's kind of interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the village of Guffey. That's an actual cow skeleton they have stood up there, a horse. Drive by, look at this old saloon. Very cool. Now we're going to get a better look at these antiques over here. A little windy out here in Guffey. Might have my ISO a little too bright here, but horse over here. That's pretty cool. A lot of history right here. Alright, so if anybody's interested in learning more about Guffey, I mean, I never stop in there and talk to the locals. I mean, I'm sure they'd be awesome to talk to, and they could tell you some of the history of the town, or the village, but I never stop in there. Just, I don't know, I'm always kind of in a hurry to get to the next thing. But I'll put a link down in the description of the video of some history of Guffey, and just kind of a very unique little town, just the way they have the antiques spread about. Just something you don't see every day. I'd like to go visit that place at night. It might be a little spooky. But well, I'm gonna head back down toward Denver, and if I see a nice mountain to do a little one more cool dive down, I'm gonna do it. I feel like I haven't got enough drone footage in today. And then we'll call it a day after that. Just pulled alongside the road here, jumped the quad on the top of the truck, and let's do it.